Welcome back. Tonight we're learning more about a new program coming to Buffalo to try to address crime. We told you yesterday Governor Kathy Hochul has touted this initiative in Rochester called ROCK and wants to expand it to Buffalo. In a moment we'll hear from Rochester Police, but first to let you know, when expanded here, they're going to call it SAVE. It stands for Supervision Against Violent Engagement. Places more restrictions on parolees who are at the highest risk of reoffending, using electronic monitoring and higher levels of supervision. Rochester started this back in June, and Lieutenant Greg Bello told 2 on Your Side today that his department also focused on expanding their partnerships with state, local, and federal law enforcement partners. That has meant close collaboration with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, for instance. There is also at least one federal ATF officer on call at all times to help Rochester Police. Lieutenant Bello says this has allowed his team to dedicate more time to trying to find violent offenders. And if there's a gun arrest and it meets the criteria, ATF can immediately file federal charges and hold a suspect, keeping that person off the streets. Lieutenant Bello says there were 2 weeks in September when Rochester had 0 shootings, normally unheard of there.
And what that allowed us to do was really target our specific known violent offenders that were wanted for shootings, wanted for murders, really firearm based. So you can go through, and from our investigations unit, we might have 20 or 30 people wanted for shootings and not necessarily have the resources to go hunt them down and go find those people. This provided us those resources to go after those people as soon as they're wanted and not leave them out there for extended period of time. So we were hunting people right away and holding those violent offenders accountable. We're getting live intel. Hey, Johnny's out at this corner with a gun right now. Now we have a task force set up, 10, 15 officers to go address Johnny with his gun at that corner right then and there. And we were able to make a lot of proactive gun arrests and firearm arrests associated with real-time data, not somebody writing that down. Okay, Johnny is known to carry guns, and that gets filtered to an officer, an investigator at some point in the next day or two, the next week or two, whatever it may be.
So here are some numbers. In 2021, Rochester had 419 shooting victims. Last year, they got that down to 351, and they credit some of these initiatives. The program's helping with dozens of people getting arrested on federal charges, and they took more than 100 guns off the streets.